Okay, now we've gone through the basics of writing a lab report. Let's look at the extra things you can do and probably will be expected to do in later years. The obvious thing is we keep doing the same thing, but then you extend it and you add a little bit more, especially details, and work from there. So let's have a look at what we could do to make our report even better. Right, so obviously we're going to use the same format. So you'd have the same headings on the way through about your introduction to what's going on, with your research involved in it, and all those things, and then work your way through. But what we've got to try to do is include more science. So you'd be looking at the more science concepts that are either being done in class. So you might have touched on these already in class, or you might have to do some extra research. Right, that is the key. The onus is on you. Now, when you are doing this, remember to be concise. Don't waffle. You don't add, if your project is about, let's say, photosynthesis, you don't add everything that needs to be said about photosynthesis. You look at what the aim or purpose of your whole project is, or your report is, and then you concentrate on that area. Right, I would be suggesting that a lot of the work you do is dependent upon your independent and dependent variables. And that's why I've said this here. Concentrate on the independent variable. If you're talking about how light intensity affects photosynthesis, carrying on with the same theme, then obviously your background information would be about light intensity and how photosynthesis occurs. Right, when you are doing this, it's still about how much you tell me or how much you tell the reader. Now you should be including more details. So when you're talking about your variables, tell me exactly how you are going to change them or exactly how you are going to control them. For example, I might say that I'm always going to use a 100 cm cubed measuring cylinder to make sure that I can add 50 cm cubes of water each time I water the plant, or something similar. So you tell me the details. You don't just say I'm going to water the plant with the same amount. Amount is not a word we want anymore. We would expect you, if we're talking about solids, to talk about mass. So I'm going to have so much mass, so you might say I'm going to add 1 gram of something. Or you might talk about, in the case of gases or liquids, talk about volumes. So I'm going to add 10 cm cubes or 20 or whatever. When you are doing this, we've all done the ramp system. You recognise, you assess the ramp, assess the risk, etc. Now, don't put little basic things in here. In your risk analysis, it should be pretty specific and designed about the activity you're doing, not general activities. So you don't say, I'm going to make sure I'm careful with glassware, or anything is hot I'm going to be careful with. No, not good enough. If you're aiming for the higher levels, you must be adding more details on that. Alright, always be specific. You heard me talk about a couple of minutes ago about using a 100 cm cubed measuring cylinder. Well, tell me you're going to use that. Tell me what the size of things you're going to use. Tell me how many you're going to use. Be specific. Fill in the details. Alright, now this is where a lot of people come undone. Their method is too simple. I've equated a method to a cookbook, where you go a step-by-step instructions about what I have to do. Now, a lot of people might say to you, you should start off with a verb. Start off with a doing word, an activity sort of thing, like pour or whatever. So when you're doing this, you should be in some detail telling me what I have to do, how I have to do it. In other words, tell me I've got to pour the liquid using a measuring cylinder or whatever, how much data I should collect, and what I'm planning to do with the data. Now that only needs to be a one sentence or a one point at the end of your report. You might say, I'm going to record my data in a table, full stop. I will be calculating averages of my trial value to include in my table. That will be another point. And I am then going to draw a line graph showing volume against time, or whatever you are choosing. But you're telling me what I need to do, because the purpose of the method is for me to be able to replicate your experiment. Right? I should be able to not have to ask one question of you about the experiment. It should be all self-explanatory. Try to make sure you do these things. It's really important.